the statistics on top three and over 6,000, but I know that's in at least the 99 point something percentile. And Ava, you mentioned that our score, she didn't say it until she was prodded to say it, but 18 to -1, that's a dominating fashion. So, and that takes the great will and practice and outworking other folks and doing the hard things. And much of that comes from your teachers and from your leadership at school, but also I've had the privilege of knowing these two great families too. They're just fantastic people, and a lot of this starts at home. And so I want to ask the principals and the parents, if you wouldn't mind, come up, and we'd like to get you in a picture. If we have any more teachers here. We're going to put you all like right in the center of the HC, and we'll get everybody around you. Okay? Congratulations again. We're so proud.
For tonight's Community Partner Spotlight, we'd like to thank all of our community partners, businesses, churches, organizations who came together to support our students and staff as we kicked off a new school year. Their generosity, their time, and dedication at Ready Fest helped ensure our students had the supplies, resources, and encouragement they needed to start the year ready for success. We also want to thank the businesses that joined us at our staff convocation to welcome our staff back to school. Your presence and support means so much, and we are so grateful for these partnerships and their commitment to Henderson County Schools. So that's just a few pictured there. We had quite a few businesses at Ready Fest, so we just wanted to give them a shout out for our Back to School August Community Partner Spotlight.
This would be the time that anybody who wanted to address the board for any matters not on agenda, that we would open the floor for you. Robin, nobody? Thank you very much. Next item would be approve the minutes from our regular board meeting on July 20, well, was that a regular special meeting on July 21st, and also our Finance Corporation meeting. You've seen the minutes from that meeting. Are there any questions or changes to the minutes? Have a motion, Mr. Alves, we accept the minutes for those two meetings as presented. Have a second? I'll second that. Thank you so much. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye, vote unanimous. Next item would be Mr. Grace.
Dr. Lawson, I'm going to present, you have in front of you the report that from the athletic department activities. There was a small note I told Ms. Robin that I had actually attached an older version to the very bottom after my signature, so please ignore that. That was last year's data that I use as a template to kind of make sure I don't miss anybody when we're talking. So we did have a lot of hires. I know you can see those, and you have those information in front of you. Just again, the choral department, we have a new choral leader. She's doing a fantastic job. I've seen her in action a couple times in the classroom and outside greeting students, and so I'm really excited. She's another Hendersonian coming back to teach, so when we can grow our own and get them back in the classroom and in our facilities, that's tremendous. Again, you can see that we have some football hires, some new golf hires, soccer, so a little bit of all the different activities for the fall sports, and again, some basketball there as well, and some winter sports. One of the ones I really wanted to kind of hit off there is our weight strength coach, Silas Harris, is doing a tremendous job. He's been at a lot of our sporting events and supporting those students. When we are working on that, Mr. Rush and Dr. Lawson kind of gave us a challenge, and Mr. Rush, I really want to thank him on that, to keeping us toned in, working with Ms. Thomas as well. He's been a huge asset to our athletes and to our school, because again, that's something that we've built in because of the leadership into our day. It's going to help more students because of their practice time after school. They can still hold down a job, and just going to make them healthier, so that when they get out of school, that maybe those patterns continue. So really excited about him. Our maintenance department, want to shout out to them. Over the summer, Mr. Thacker and his crew had really put a lot of emphasis on our facilities. So again, we have new lights. Thank you to Mr. Thompson and some of the other visionaries there to make sure we got that. The new fencing project around the football field is all but the gates, so they're making those this week. I spoke with a gentleman. Sound system should be going in this week as well. So looking forward to those Friday night lights or Saturday of this weekend. Some excitement going on. We got some new things. I know John and some of the kids, we spent some time in the office over the summer kind of helping develop. We want to get that community pride back, and so we're really working with that. So again, soccer field's in tremendous shape. We struggled a little bit last year, and we had some help from the city to do some different things, but John Douglas has transitioned into some other roles with our maintenance department, and the pride from when he began with our district years ago, when I was a kid, I remember, is back again, and so really excited about what he's done there. And again, softball's getting a new paint job. I think some of the girls are excited about that, so they're asking when's that going to start. And I know Mr. Thacker's got that on his plan. It's just making sure that we get the necessity things accomplished first with our construction projects and our classroom stuff. So thank you to them. Again, that weather station with this heat recently, we bought some new equipment. We've been monitoring that. We spoke with Mr. Rush. He's got some things in place for the middle schools to kind of make sure we're all on the same page. So his leadership is tremendous to make sure we're top down. So we're focusing on that. I know the junior colonels is coming up, and he's already kind of got it outlined on what we're going to do there. So again, thank you for that. Really, the other day, Dr. Lawson mentioned I was there early and there late. I got the ability. We have to do a regional meeting for KHSAA, and it's required. Ms. Thomas allowed me to take some of the other staff members in our athletic department. So Adrian Cruz and Shauna Evans and, of course, Mr. Perkins, we all headed down to Bowling Green and sat through most of the morning and got up to date on the new policies, any changes. And it's eye-opening for them to get to see what's going on what we're expected to hold our students and our coaches and our staff to those policies and procedures. So I want to thank Ms. Thomas for allowing them to grow in their roles to supporting us in athletics, because they have full-time jobs as educators and youth service directors, but those secondary roles that they play is just as vital. And so again, with that, we really appreciate that. Again, this summer, we had our leadership kind of symposium, well attended. We had some guest speakers. We really hit on safety of our students, also on our coaching responsibilities and leadership. Bart Fleener from GREC was there, did a tremendous job motivating. Again, in Safe Schools, we had a representative from the Safe Schools come in, talked about supervision after 3 and why we don't lock doors, prop them open, what we need to do and how to handle those things. So again, one of the big things, Dr. Lawson, kind of when we talk often is, the score is great, but if we're not having our students safe in the practice realm, in the day-to-day operations, and caring about their well-being, then we're kind of hitting the mark. So again, thank you for that, and just want to kind of hit on that. So sports are doing well. We've got football coming up, and golf's underway. Cross country will have some things coming up pretty soon. Soccer's just in their first week, so that's about it. Any questions for me?
Anybody have any questions? Mr. Grace, I have one. What are the blue lights on the light poles for?
Well, so we'd like to show love to who comes in, right? Graves County's blue. I'm going to go with that because that's whoever the last person was up there, Mr. Thompson. I think he had them blue. But seriously, I actually was on the phone with I was on the phone with them today and asked, I want maroon. And they said, we're working on it. We're going to get it because there's a pink, there's a red, there's a green. So we just kind of played it off that Graves County was there. We're going to give them a little love for driving all the way up. But there'll be a different color come Saturday night.
The lights are fantastic.
Well,
but I just kept looking at the blue lights on the poles.
It was either that or Tennessee orange for Wes and for Danny Perkins. And I said, well, we'll go Kentucky blue for today. So.
Right, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the report. Next item would be Mr. Colton Miller from Codell with regards to our construction management.
There we go. Is that better? All right, East Heights Elementary. So obviously, as you all know, or we'd be in a lot of trouble right now. They're back in, ready to go in the wing that we renovated. A couple touch-up items we still have to do there, but just minuscule stuff we'll get in and knock out over fall break. As far as the exterior work, we're getting back rolling there. You know, we are a little bit behind, but we got a plan today. We met at our monthly meeting. We got a plan to get us back on track and be ready basically for the next summer worth of stuff that has to happen in that school. Get ready, give them a place to move in before we start knocking things down. Overall, that's it, though. That's really the name of the game. You know, everybody can breathe now. The summer work is over for now, and we can move into this next phase and try to get caught back up. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Any questions, Colton, with regards to the project going on out there? There's a lot of work going. And we appreciate what you're doing. You do have a couple of change orders.
Yes.
Are you dealing with that or
Yeah.
someone? Jack?
I'll do those, and
Okay.
then if you have any questions about them, we do have 2 change orders for you this evening. We do have, for the BG 24-164, we have the first change order is change order 2-1. The second is change order 2-1-1. They may look a little confusing when you look at them. Trust me, because it confused me when I was looking at them. I had to go searching for answers. Essentially, it's one change order for a total amount, but it goes to 2 different companies. So we had to split it out to 2 different companies. And so we asked for your consideration, approval of change order 2-1 and also 2-1-1 for project BG 24-164. If you have any questions, be happy to
That has to
answer.
do with cabinet work in the first aid room that we're going to change a little bit of items on there, right?
That is correct.
Any other questions with regards to Chad or Mr. Miller?
Just cabinets, isn't it?
Basically, that's what it is. Cabinets, no sink, some stuff, this, that, there's,
Casework,
Yes.
casework and sinks.
okay, so I'd entertain a motion, Dr. Lawson, go ahead.
Sure, no, request the board approve the change orders 2-1 and 2-11 as presented by Mr. Thompson.
So you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Have a motion, Mr. Alves. Gee, Joe, she jumped all over you, man. You didn't even have time to
Nice.
move that finger.
Oh, thank you.
Have a second from Ms. Williams. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye, votes unanimous. All right, next item on the agenda would be facility update, Dr. Lawson.
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, I'm going to talk over facilities when we go down to new business. We can, I don't know if we're ready to skip down to that when we establish the tax rate. I'm going to, as part of that, I'm just going to do kind of an all-encompassing facility update, how our mission's going forward, all those kinds of things, all in one, if that
Sounds
pleases the
good. We're
board.
right there.
Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Have your permission to move that way then?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Robin, can you pull up our slideshow? Let's see. This thing kind of hold this up. Okay, everybody hear me okay? All right, so at this time each year, we set a property tax rate. And there's always the opportunity for a local board of education to decide to take what is a 4% increase in revenue each year. And what that does is it just really helps stay on mission. And I'm going to talk to you about that here in just a second. I want to just be clear at the front end of this, though. I'm going to try to do a really simple job in explaining this, but it is absolutely not a 4% tax. In fact, this year, what I'm going to request of you is to increase our tax rate by 0.8 of 1 cent. So I'm going to talk to you about that. But it's really about the mission of Henderson County Schools. We often talk about the core values we have in our district, and while those do guide our daily behavior, our mission is what we intend to accomplish. And the mission of our schools is to provide extraordinary educational opportunities for every student. And there are some very intentional words in there. I want to call your attention to the word extraordinary. We have never set out to be average in this district, and our community wants us to give it its absolute best. And I often brag on our board that you all go past the line to support our students. You have complete buy-in in that, and for our staffs. And because of those reasons, we have a thriving school district, and I think you'll see that throughout our community. Remember that word, extraordinary. That's what we're going for. If you go to the next slide, Ms. Robin, this is a quote from retired Assistant Superintendent Miss Nancy Gibson. We had let's call it a debate one day about a couple things. We didn't always see things exactly the same way, and she made it clear to me that the money makes the mission happen, and she could not be more right. That's the nature of what we do, and I believe that what we do in Henderson County Schools gives a fantastic return to this community on the investment it puts into our students and staff. If you'll turn the page. A few years back, we created, along with many stakeholders, we created our strategic plan. Many of you were part of that process, and that encompassed folks, businesses from our community, parents, teachers, staff, business partners, to create that plan. And as, you'll see the bullets there. As part of that plan, it was imperative that for our people, that we provide a safe, relationship-centered, and rigorous learning environment, that we develop a mindset to pursue excellence, just as you saw a minute ago, and that we prepare our students with the foundation of good character and the blend of that with the skills that they need to be successful in their steps past high school. Next slide. No, I'm going to go back to that one, if you don't mind, Ms. Robin. So this was sometime, I think in February, we celebrated our school resource officers. And I'm happy to tell you that because of the work of this board and the work of this administrative team, our principals, this year we're going to realize a dream. We're going to have a school resource officer in every Henderson County school, with 2 in Henderson County High School. That has absolutely been a dream of this board and a dream of our admin team for a long time, and with that requires an investment. But it's I want to just make sure that everybody knows like that we put it towards our, if you look at that top bullet, that's our top priority. We want to make sure we invest in that. Ms. Robin, if you go to our next slide. And here you'll see our teachers providing extraordinary educational opportunities. What we do in the classroom is remarkable, but it begins with fantastic teachers. And we're in an ultra competitive market for the best teachers and the best staff. And putting the best people, combined with safety, putting the best people in front of our students gives us our best chance of success. Next slide, please. You'll see some pictures here. When we say extraordinary, you'll see our principals and guidance counselors sitting down with students at lunch, creating those relationships we talk about. This goes way past what their job descriptions are in instructional leadership. If you'll take a look on the right there, look at the girl's face. I think if she were to say something, she'd say, "Thank you for this extraordinary educational opportunity you're providing me." I'd like to call your attention to the picture on the bottom left. This is one of our guidance counselors sitting with one of our 2,000 kids at the high school. It's been an effort on the part of Ms. Thomas and her leadership team that our guidance counselors sit down with every student. What you'll see there between their Chromebooks, if you look at that pamphlet there that says HC, do you all see that? That is a course book. And in front of them, they have student data. And when they talk about career paths, data, college plans, they sit down and create a handcrafted, personalized individual schedule for each one of those kids based on the goals that they and their families have for themselves. Not because it's easy, but because it's extraordinary. Next slide, please, Ms. Robin. The next part here of our strategic plan was the pillar. The first pillar was our students. The second pillar is our team. If you go down to the third bullet there, you'll see that we want to provide our staff with high-quality, job-embedded professional growth opportunities. This board has been so generous in providing extended learning days to our staff. If you look and see that our scores continue to rise, that becomes because we start with paying our staff well, making sure they're compensated in a way that supports them and their families, and then we follow through on providing good professional development for them during their work days and then with extended learning days. And if you look at the very bottom bullet, it was vitally important to the members of this community that we provide more than a competitive salary for our people. And I commented at our convocation that through the last 5 years, at a minimum, this board has given our staff a 12% raise. And that doesn't count the bonus, the supplemental pay that we've given around the holidays. That doesn't include that. It doesn't include our rotational pay study we do that gives us the market value and we adjust from there. What this board has done is remarkable. And I just want to say thank you for that. It requires investment, but again, I believe that our community, they've asked us to do this, and I believe that we put the best in front of them, that our people appreciate that return on investment for their children. Next slide, Ms. Robin, please. So what do you get for that? If you look at the slide to the left, you'll see that our elementary has the highest percentage of students at or above grade level in the last decade. Our folks are doing a great job, and we know reading is the foundation of all other learning. Our middle schools have the highest percentage of scoring proficient in reading since 2019, since pre-COVID. We've covered all of that. Think about the efforts this board has made for that to occur. At the greatest high school in the state, we had the highest percentage of students scoring proficient or above in math in the last decade. It takes a team effort to make something like that happen. All the while, we've been voted the best place to work because of your generous support and priorities of our staff. We've been voted the best place to work 5 consecutive years. Next slide, please, Ms. Robin. We've mentioned this several times, but in partnership with all of our industry leaders, they always tell us they want our students to be of good character. They tell us how important those adaptive skills of being a team player, being respectful of everyone, being someone who listens, who finds win-win scenarios, who can work on a team, who has good character, and they know they're going to be honest and tell the truth, be kind, be empathetic. All those character traits are the reasons we started a character education program in this district from preschool through grade 12. And as you'll see on our core values, again, we're just living by values in this district. We want to cultivate a community where character matters, and we are. Ms. Robin, would you go to the next slide, please? Also, we have a movie star in our midst. I wanted to show you a quick video here, someone to update you on our facilities.
Hey.
We were nervous about letting him talk. We thought we'd just show
Henderson County Schools. Part of my responsibility is helping oversee all of our facilities, mainly big construction projects, working with architects, engineers, working with Dr. Lawson, and also working with Mr. Stokes, our chief financial officer. And you'll see in the background, this is really the second phase of construction of where they're going to build approximately about half of the new wing. You can see over out front, this will be about half of the new wing. Once that's completed, then we will bring this west pod into that part of the wing. We'll bring down the west pod, and then they will finish the construction and tie everything in. And then once that construction is done, then we'll move the east pod in, and then also take down the east pod. Windows in each room. They've painted above each door to match kind of the new wing that's going in there. So it's got all new HVAC, all new ceilings, all new lighting.
So what's going to happen to the main office area?
Main office area, the entire front entrance in the main office will be remodeled, and it'll basically be brand new when they tie in the new lines coming in from the geothermal wells are out back. Comes in, that's the main geothermal. Geothermal is cost effective in the long run. It saves a lot of energy, and the life expectancy of the system can range anywhere from 30 to 50 years.
Are we doing this project at other schools?
Yes, we're currently getting ready to bid South Middle School as a geothermal project. Listen, this will be remodeled, and there will be a corridor that will connect the new hallway, the main office, and the existing hallway that will then go into the cafeteria and gym, and it will stay existing. Our students deserve it. They need the best of the best, and that's what we're trying to give them, because we're going to give them a world-class education. We're going to pursue excellence, and they deserve that from us. In carpentry, if you can see up all the new piping, this is a dust collection system. And one thing that we found out working on HVACs in these areas is that all the dust from the carpentry was getting into our HVAC units. So through that late grant that we got from the state, this is part of that project in getting a dust collection system for our shop. Rebuilt each of the welding booths. We have put new electrical service into each welding booth with 2 different shutoffs. Inside all Also, you'll see we have put a new fume extraction system. Currently, we're waiting on a few more connection pieces to be delivered so we can get it fully up and functional. But if you look in, part of the fume extraction is these new adjustable fume extraction arms. So we'll put tables in here, and as they're welding, they can move this directly over and pull all the fumes from welding out. Drop new ceiling tile, grid, and new flooring in all of these rooms. So this is one of the 2 new classrooms of that state grant that we got for LABEC. That's part of the revamp of the welding and carpentry space. These 2 classrooms are the new health science rooms. They were disconnected from the health science lab. So what we did is we constructed 2 new rooms. And then, so now we have 4 health science classrooms that are all around the health science lab, which is in the center of the 4 classrooms. We've never had ADA access to our building at the back of it. And so it's important to all of our students and parents to have the ADA access, but also with, you can see the Eternal Creation Store. That was part of the project where the public can come in. They have work-based learning in there where students make all the different products, and then the community can come in and purchase those. And then the Greenhouse, our FFA program, is a nationally recognized program. And one of their biggest fundraisers of the year is their flower sale, their plant sale in the spring. So reskinning that and then making sure that it's properly functioning so then they can benefit from growing the plants and selling them as a fundraiser. Currently, other facility projects that we have going on, we have a fencing project. They're just wrapping up the football field, and then they're getting ready to do some other projects going over to Jefferson and a few other projects here at some of our other schools. But also we're getting ready to have a bid on the South Middle School geothermal project. Our bid opening is, I think it's the 27th of August. So as long as everything goes well and the bids come in like they should, then we'll have that ready for you for the board at the September meeting. And then as soon as the board approves that, then they'll have notice to proceed, and they'll probably start working around October, around fall break. We also have 3 wastewater plants going in. 2 of them are complete and online. They started at Spotsville last week, starting the install there, and we're hoping to have that done hopefully by around Christmas, but 2 of the 3 are currently online and up and running.
How important was it to have 2 brand new schools such as Spotsville and Jefferson?
Oh, it's huge. Once again, you know, Dr. Lawson always talks about the pursuing excellence. So if we're going to ask our kids to pursue excellence, we need to give them the environment that where we're pursuing excellence for them. And, you know, we talk about giving a world-class education. We've got to provide that environment, but also it's for our community. Our community expects us to have facilities that are befitting of a world-class education, and that is our goal.
That was very well done. Good job. Signing autographs after the meeting.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I'd like to make a comment.
Please, Mr. Alves.
Of course, it's very diminished after that, but anyway. I was in a conversation with one of our resource officers on leading a local Mexican restaurant, and he said, because of the environment that we have created in our schools, we are getting, correct me if I'm wrong, we are getting applicants from other areas around Henderson County, people wanting to come and be a resource officer in our schools. That tells you a lot about the working environment that our employees are experiencing every day. And I think that's very, very significant.
Thank you for that comment, Mr. Alves. Just to follow up on that, I think our board has been so generous in helping create that, and starting with safety and caring about our people and students, and then it's a partnership with our principals and department leaders. They care about their people, and everybody they work really hard together, and we are attracting, in a time when there's a deficit of police officers, we're attracting them to Henderson County schools for reasons you just mentioned.
That happens at the hallway level.
That's right, it does. thankful for all those folks that create that same environment. And so I started this with saying a quote from Ms. Gibson in our mission. So our mission is to provide extraordinary educational opportunities. And then the money makes it happen. And each year we have an opportunity to take what's a 4% increase in revenue, but not a 4% tax. And I know this can be confusing, so I'm going to try to explain this in simple math terms. Our current tax rate is 67 cents for every $100,000 someone's home is worth. What I'm proposing to you today is that we make that rate 68.2 cents for an increase of 0.8 of 1 cent per every $100,000 of value. Ms. Robin, if you'll go to the next slide. I'd like to say a big thank you to our CFO, Mr. Stokes, and our outgoing CFO, Mrs. Cloutier. You know, accounting, it can be confusing, and they've worked really hard to try to make this simple so I could understand it and then I could explain it. So I appreciate them doing this. So let's talk about how this hits a taxpayer. So what I'm asking you to do is for us to maintain all these facilities and make sure our kids are in the kind of spaces we want them to be in, so we have safety like we have it as our first priority, and so that they get extraordinary educational opportunities. If you have a $75,000 house, this will be a difference on your tax bill of $6. If you have a $100,000 home, it's going to be a difference of $8. Let's just stay there for a minute. So if it's $100,000, if it's $8 on every 100,000, my simple math tells me it's around $16 for 200,000, around $24 for 300,000, around $32 for a 400,000, and that's how we get the 4% increase in revenue, because folks have a different value on their home. And so the easy math of it is, what I'm asking the board to approve is the 0.8 of a cent, that $8 per $100,000 of value. Next slide, please, Ms. Robin. So with that, we're going to pursue excellence in Henderson County School. It takes a team effort, and I wanted to open this up now for questions from you.
First thing, I want to make a comment, Dr. Lawson, that you've done an extremely good job with regards to showing us where our money goes and tying it to the vision and the mission that we have in Henderson County. I'm also going to say, having been around for 34 years on this board, this is one board that has committed itself to seeing that the resources and assets are there for the kids to get the best education available to them. And it all begins with our teachers and the support folks that are in the school district. And this board has committed themselves, and it's the best board I've ever worked with on this 34 years. And some of you folks haven't been around, but I spoke with Morgana the other day, and she will comment about it too. That this board is one of the most cohesive boards and collaborative boards working together to see to it that the mission and the vision of this Henderson County School District is done. And as you said, I can't remember who it was, Ms. Gibson.
Ms. Gibson.
Money makes the mission happen.
It does.
So I want to also commend you, members of the board. I've been around on this board with, I could probably name 45 people that I've sat in on this board with over the years. But this is the best board of education that has sat in on this district since 1989. So we are committed to seeing to it that these kids have what they need to get the best education available, as well as you, your administrative folks, and all the teachers and support folks in the school district. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So,
Anybody else, any other questions from the
anybody
board?
have a question?
I'll comment to add on to what Mike said. Transparency is a huge thing. I know the board, we appreciate the transparency with where the funds are going. I know our community members appreciate the transparency. Because a lot of times people don't know where the money's going. They see a tax increase and they say, well, where's our money going? But I think you've done a great job. Your administration has done a great job of showing our community where that money is going, and it makes it a little easier to swallow. And two, we
appreciate that, Joe, because that is the best part of the meeting. I love that part of the meeting, when we see these youngsters and their parents come up and we're celebrating their success. That's the greatest part of this meeting. Go ahead, Dr. Lawson, I'm sorry. Anybody else?
Make sure if there's any comments from the board or questions, we want to make sure we answer those.
Just a comment, kind of. Get your microphone. It makes weird noises when I pick it up.
That's what mine was doing. Mine was business.
See? That's why I didn't pick it up. See, you can hear me?
Use your teacher voice, Miss Tracy.
That's what I was gonna do. I just wanted, on the, right, I understand. I just wanted to say, as what they've said, just kind of piggyback, the explanation was spot on. So I'm such a visual learner that I need you to show me, what are you doing? How much is that gonna cost me? And you did exactly that. So thank you for showing me and people in our community exactly how much it's gonna be and what we're doing with it. Thank you, Chad. You did a wonderful job. You did a wonderful job. It was, and when you're as bashful as you are, I know it was hard. So thank you for making it an explanation that is very understandable. And we do have a wonderful school system, by the way.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Smith?
I would just say, I think something else that we keep an eye on is just costs. Costs increase every year. And I think in June, they're estimating 2.7% cost of inflation. I think this is about 1.1% increase year over year. So even though it is additional funds, you know, we're still trying to keep up to date with the costs. I'm sure fuel's going up, utilities are going up, so.
Yeah.
To support the proposal.
Well, thank you very much. And Mr. Stokes, I know we have some increased costs, just as you say. Do you mind addressing a few of those?
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Agree on costs. We do have several costs that we're actually that are talking points for us, but we also have resources and benefits that we like to provide for our students and staff. So if you don't mind, I'll just name a few of those. And as you mentioned, inflation's going up more than this rate is, by double, actually, because we're talking about probably around a 1% rate increase, and it's more of a 2% inflation increase. So buses have had a lot more of inflation than the national average. In the last 10 years, the bus cost has doubled. You could get a bus for $75,000 in 2014. You could get a bus for $100,000 3 years ago. They're $150,000 now. So they've raised 50% from just 3 years ago, but doubled from 10 years ago. Utilities, as you mentioned, they're constantly increasing. Maintenance costs, supplies and goods to keep our schools, you know, in working order and to keep them where our students are proud to be learning there. Those costs are all going up. Our insurance costs have gone up 51% since 2020. And honestly, for a school district, 51% since 2020 is not bad. We've done well there because I've heard some districts who they've gone up 200% since 2020. So those are some staggering costs that we're dealing with. But let's get to the good stuff, which is the benefits that we're providing. So we're providing competitive salaries. Pursuing excellence means hiring the best staff. And the way you do that is with competitive salaries. You recruit and retain with salaries. Paid parental leave. It shows that we value our employees. It's also another recruiting tool. The additional SROs. In Henderson County, safety is first and safety is a must. And then also the Centegic safety system that we have going on. It's not free, but it is well worth the money that we're paying for it. Again, it's for safety for our staff and students. And several of these costs initially came out of the ESSER funds, and as you all know, they're gone. We are falling down the ESSER cliff, but the need for them is not gone. The importance of safety is not gone. The importance of our students and staff not gone. So those are some costs and benefits that are on our radar that we wanted to mention to the board and hopefully, explain to you even more so what we're doing other than what was in the video. So I do thank you for listening and for your time.
You,
Thank you, sir.
any other questions?
No other questions?
Okay.
You're gonna make a motion, make a recommendation?
My recommendation, I would ask the board to approve the proposed tax rate of 68.2.
Okay, I'll make that motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation as presented. Have a motion for a second. I have a second from several. Mr. Smith and Mr. Alvis. And so at this point in time, all those in favor of approving the recommendation of the superintendent, please signify by saying aye. 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 Vote unanimous. Thank you, sir. Very well done. Next item on the agenda is consent agenda. We have 7 items that include school activity fund raising requests from North Middle School with 3 items, and A.B. Chandler for 1 item, overnight trip request for the golf team that's retroactive and the FFA in October. Review some data security and privacy briefings in our IT in the IT business, which are legislative actions and requirements. We all had those. And then we had some salary schedule amendments for a stipend. Then we had the request from the parent-teacher to change from a PTA to a parent-teacher organization at A.B. Chandler, and a bid recommendation for athletic trainers. And then the approved shortened school day for 13 students, 11 in the elementary and 1 in high school and 1 in middle school. Is there any item on the consent agenda that needs to be pulled for discussion? If not, I'd entertain a motion. We accept the consent agenda as presented. Have a motion, Mr. Alvis. Second, Mr. McGar. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye. Vote unanimous. Mr. Stokes, you're up next. Treasurer's report and paid warrant, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson, members of the board, Dr. Lawson. In the month of July, our total receipts were $9,120,508, and our total expenditures were $5,738,859, which gave us a net increase of all funds of $3,381,649. And as far,
Any questions with regards to the treasurer's report? Dr. Lawson?
If there are no questions, I'd request the board approve the treasurer's report as presented by Mr. Stokes.
Pretty healthy cash balance, too. Have a motion, I have a recommendation from the superintendent. Have a motion, Mr. Alvis. Second from Ms. Williams. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye. Vote unanimous. Paid
Thank
warrant
you.
report.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairperson, members of the board, Dr. Lawson. The paid warrant for payments made between July 22nd of 2025 and August 18th of 2025 totals $6,022,357.21. And that report should be in front of you.
You folks got a copy of all the bills that were listed to make up that information. Any questions with regards to any of those bills on there? Dr. Lawson?
If there are no questions, I'd request the board approve the paid warrant report as presented by Mr. Stokes.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Have a motion. Have a motion, Mr. Alvis. Second, Mr. McGar. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please. Aye. Vote unanimous.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Robin, would you let the record reflect that we received all the personnel actions and have been reviewed since the last meeting? And at this time, I'll entertain a motion that we adjourn this meeting. Have a motion from Mr. Alvis and a second from Ms. Williams. We're going to leave anyway. Appreciate y'all being here. Have a good rest of the evening. Thank you so much for what you do every day for our kids. And all you folks that are representing our schools, thank you for what you're doing in this community. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of the evening.
Can't get this thing to there.
Hello?
How do I turn it off?